everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm very honored to be joined by Scott Schmaren. Scott?
Thanks for having me, I appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to have you. Scott is a person who's appeared on Oprah. Howard Stern show is about to be interviewed by the Daily Mail in the UK,
Yes,
is that right?
That's correct.
And what is extraordinary about Scott's story is that he has lost close to 180 pounds, is that
Correct.
right? Which at first I was very impressed, but I still had to Google how many kilograms that was, and that's 80 kilograms. So if you don't know pounds, that's 80 kilograms, which is it's a person.
It is a person.
It's a whole person.
It is, yes.
That's extremely impressive. And so, Scott, I mean, tell me about your journey and also what tips you'd have for anyone wanting to make big changes in their life.
Well, Muneer, I think, I started out as a kid, and I was the fat kid in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I was teased, and I was bullied, and people made fun of me, and I was shy, and I was very sensitive, and I had this little voice in my head. And I always needed to help people and make a difference in this world. And the more I was teased, I started to withdraw from the world. And I spent my time in front of the TV, watching lots of TV, and eating a lot. And I would get heavier, and I would withdraw more, and then I would be teased more for getting heavier, and I'd withdraw more, and the cycle continued. And I spent my life living that way, and I would go through periods of time where I'd lose 50, 100, 150 pounds. And I'd always put it back on, and I always wondered why. What was inside of me that, it's like there was two people.
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted to be thin, and I wanted to be happy, and I wanted to be successful, and yet there was this other voice in me preventing me from doing that. And I started studying how my mind worked. And of course, like lots of people that do those things, they don't really work on themselves, they try to help other people. And I got to the point, I remember I just came back all the way, I came back 165 pounds when I lost weight. And I was at the lowest point in my life. I felt that there's nothing else I could do. And I gave up on myself. And I took a bottle of sleeping pills and a bottle of painkillers, put them in a paper cup, I went in my bathroom, I just stared at that cup on the counter, and then I looked in the mirror, and I didn't see anything. It was blank, I was empty. And I took all the pills. And I remember I used to have this chair I used to sit in where I used to eat and watch TV and hide from the world, and I sat in that chair, and I just waited to die. And I wanted the pain to end. And then I got scared. I remember feeling my heart just pounding in my chest, and at some point I passed out. I don't remember much after that except waking up. And I should be dead. I took enough pills to kill an elephant. But there's a reason. There must be a reason. And I remember waking up, opening my eyes, and the light shining through my living room window. And I had this tremendous sense of peace and calm. I can't even describe it in words. It's not describable in words. But I thought I was dead. It was that peaceful. And then I realized that I was alive. I realized that I must be here for a reason. In that moment, I made a decision. I got up out of the chair and I started changing myself, working on in here, changing the pictures of how I saw myself and how I wanted to be and how I wanted to live. And here I am, 14 years later, and this is who I am, how I envisioned myself. And so when people say to me today, when they're struggling with their weight, is diet and exercise are great, they're important, but they are tools. They are not the key. The key is what's going on in here. And when you change what's going on in here, everything else gets better. So my advice to people watching this video right now is start writing out in your own handwriting how the story of how you want your life to play out. In great detail, how you look, how you feel, how you hear, how you experience life.
Yeah.
And then when you do that, make it in lots of detail. Really, really get into it. Write it like you're writing a great novel. Because the stories you write now will become your future realities.
Yeah.
So write those things out and just burn it in your head. And at some point, it became who I was, and the old picture was gone, and I am how I look today. I wrote down that I had a strong, healthy, lean, attractive, youthful body weighing 175 pounds or less. In lots of detail on how I would live my life and how I would be in my relationships and the success. And I'm that way now, and I'm living my life that now, and it is my reality. So write those stories out. They are the keys to your future reality.
That's extremely inspirational, and I think a lot of people can, well, not relate to that level of detail, but can relate to a lot of that struggle. And I think you are an inspiration. Not just, you haven't just changed yourself, but you've come into a situation where you are inspiring other people to
Thank you.
make
That's very kind of
change.
you. That's very kind.
And those challenges that you went through, perhaps for a purpose, and hopefully we can inspire a lot more people, and your story will inspire a lot more people.
Thank you. I hope it
over
does.
The years
I hope
to
it helps
come.
people.
Yeah. Scott, thank you very much. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure
You're
having
awesome.
you on, and I can't wait to continue learning about your journey and the people that you inspire.
Thanks.
Thank you.